is one of the many names here in the Ring of Honor here at Sports Authority Field in Mile High. He is one of the all-time greats to wear a Denver Bronco uniform and a good friend of mine, because I've been working with this man for 11 years now.
It's been a while. It's been a while, Rich.
He is none other than
Zoom in on that name.
Terrell
Zoom
Davis.
in.
Between Shannon Sharp and Steve Atwater up on the ring.
Yeah.
How are you,
you doing, Rich?
Good morning to
Rich,
you.
man, I mean, you've done well, Rich. I mean, look at this, your own production.
I appreciate it.
You've got your name all on the stadium. Look at your name is on the big screen.
Yep, on
dude.
the big screen. And
look at
now the logo of the show, me running the 40-yard dash.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
Well, folks may not know this, but you were the inspiration of me running the 40-yard dash.
Yes.
If you remember the story behind all of this.
Yeah, we were at the Combine.
We were at the Combine.
I think they were either done with running their 40-yard dash.
They were done for the day.
For the day, and I think you made a comment that you can run the 40 in like 4 or 5 or something like that.
Well, we were sitting there ready to tape Total Access for the night, and as many times in the television business, we were sitting and waiting. Hurry up and wait.
Right.
Get to the set. Get to the set. And instead, they had I guess they were on break or something like that. And I asked you, how fast do you think I could run the 40? And you laughed. Like that. That's what you did.
That is true.
That was your answer, just like that. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out there and run it right now. And you sort of challenged me to do it.
I challenged you to it. And the first year, what did you record your time? Because it had to be something that was ridiculous, like 7 seconds or something like that.
No,
right?
I've never run
I think it was around 7 seconds.
No, there were 2 7s in it. It was 6-7-7.
6-7-7. Well,
is what I ran it. And I had no idea because they were on break. They were on break, and they took a shot of me running it, and then showed it the next day when we were doing Total Access.
And Rich, you look a little heavy during that time too, Rich.
Well, this is unfortunately just this past year.
Oh, wow.
6-7-7 the first year, but I broke 6 seconds for the first time this year. So I'm a fine wine,
You're getting there, man. But I saw Mayock, and it looked like he paused for a second.
Oh.
He paused for a second because he wanted to make sure that you broke 6. And he looked around and he said, Rich, what do you think you ran?
Now, you think Mike Mayock would give anybody a break?
Rich, I think
anybody on planet Earth would cut him.
I think he has some level of sympathy for you. He has to, because
he's not a slack cutter.
He's not, and I was a little surprised that he did that, but he did for you, Rich.
And now it's a show logo of this show that I'm thrilled that you're on here in this stadium. What memories do you have sitting in the stadium?
Oh, so many, Rich. Well, this stadium in particular, not a whole lot, because remember, this stadium was being built, I think it was built in 2001.
Yep.
And so most of my games were played in the old Mile High Stadium.
The Mile High.
In the Mile High Stadium, where the seats were just, the noise that they made from the fans pounding on all that metal when we were winning games was phenomenal. This stadium was obviously a lot more plush. I think the fans were a little spoiled in this stadium. And then what happened, came in this stadium. Unfortunately for me, that on this side of the field is where I ended up tearing my ACL.
So that happened on a play that in the preseason, right?
This was against the Jets, and it was the fourth game of the year.
Fourth game of the year. Okay.
And we hadn't won a game to that point, and Greasy threw an interception. It's me being a player that I am, Rich. I go after and try to make the tackle on this sideline, and Matt Lepsis was trying to make the tackle as well, and he went for the tackle and hit me in my right knee and tore my ACL.
And that was essentially the end of
the beginning of the end? That was pretty much the beginning of the end.
For you?
Doing that, yeah.
But walking around the city then, instead of obviously this stadium, where most of your memories in this city, being a San Diego guy, like yourself, coming to the Rocky Mountains after sharing a backfield with Hines Ward in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
And you were drafted in
1995.
In the sixth round. Same round as one certain Brady, Tom.
Yeah, your Michigan buddy.
That's right,
yes.
6th round guy. So walking around in this city spurs what memories for you then?
Memories, a lot, like I said. I think the biggest ones are just bringing home the championship to Denver, a city that's been, they've been starving for a championship for a long time. And to be able to help out with that and to bring that trophy and to have that parade downtown Denver for 2 straight years, that's what it's all about. That's why you play this game. That's why you lace them up. And so to be able to do that and complete that mission, it's just remarkable. And the fans here, everybody talks about how great their fans are, how it's the best fans in the world. I truly believe that Denver fans, it's the college atmosphere. They are fans. They are loyal. No matter what the team is doing, they're going to support their teams. They're going to come here. The stadium is going to sell out. You don't have to worry about a blackout in the stadium ever. And so, yeah, it's a great place to play. They embrace their players, and it's an environment being here that everybody knows about this team, and it's just been fun, man.
And now, as we're watching you run against the Packers in your hometown
that was
for
nice,
Super Bowl,
man.
I mean, what a storybook moment that was for you to be in your hometown and winning that championship for Denver and preventing 2 in a row for Brett Favre, which you like to bring up every now and then.
That's what I do.
Right. And the one for John, and now John is trying to bring one back here as an executive. What is it like for you seeing him sit up there in a coat and tie, corporate John Elway, trying to win championships and put a team on the field as he's done here in Denver?
Sometimes you look at a player and their role, and you try to think if you had anticipated seeing that. I think I saw John in that role when he was playing.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was either he was going to be an executive or he was going to be a head coach. But I think the coaching thing, because of, not to say it's hard, but it does require a lot of hours. And I think John, the way he commanded the offense, the way he was in charge of indirectly personnel, with who was in that huddle, who was not in that huddle. I'm sure he had a lot of say-so on who made the team. Those decisions he was making on the field, they're the exact same decisions he's making up there. The one thing that I did notice, last year we were I think it was 2 years ago, it was a Monday night game in San Diego, and I was up in the box with him. And you can tell that because he's a competitor, and you can't physically do anything about the game,
it must kill him.
It kills him.
Right. Right.
You want to compete. You want to go out there and throw the ball, and he's limited to only putting the product on the field. But that's the extent of his effect.
Well, I find in the 11 years that I've done this job, certainly with the NFL, the best of the best are control freaks.
Yeah.
And all quarterbacks are control freaks by nature. So to be the best of the best and be a control freak and now essentially lose all control once toe meets ball has got to drive somebody absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And people are talking about what's the next act for Peyton Manning when he does decide to hang him up, and think that might be a role for him. Is that he could put on the coat and tie and start running a football team. Would you agree with that?
I agree with that. I think that seems to be the likely scenario for Peyton if he chooses to stay in football. Because he is, and like you said, control freak.
He is that.
He is that guy. But again, the one thing that Peyton is not going to be able to do is once that ball is kicked off,
he won't handle that.
It's so tough, Rich.
Or retire. I mean, after everyone's wondering what else there is for him to do. Next year he'll have the all-time yards record. He'll eventually have the all-time wins record for quarterbacks. He's going to have every single record there is to be had. So the question is when will he hang him up because of what's happening here? And we're going to have Peter King on next. He believes that Peyton's better here than he was in Indianapolis. Would you agree with that assessment?
It appears that way, Rich. He's broken records. The single season touchdown record, 55. The single season yard records of 5,400. I mean, he's done things here that no one thought he would be able to do, especially after you're talking about a guy of multiple neck surgeries.
Right.
Missed a whole year. Come to a place where he's not familiar with the players, and then all of a sudden, just from day one, it just clicks.
111 touchdowns since he's been here.
Two and a half years, roughly?
38 games. 111 touchdowns.
This stretch right now, if you compare it to any stretch in Indy, this stretch is the best stretch he's ever had.
Well, and Indy fans are very sensitive to this because, he did win a ring there.
He did.
And he is ringless here.
Yeah, that's true.
Before I do let you go, because you've got a long day, Elway has a luncheon that you're going to be at.
Are you coming to the luncheon?
No, I have hosted that previously, but
you tapped out on me, Rich?
I didn't tap out on you.
I have me with the show?
Other things I have to do, obligations.
So when I get my own show, then that's when I can dip out on the luncheon, is what you said. All right.
Yes, when there's the Terrell Davis show.
I'll work on that.
Yeah, you need to work on that.
I'll work on that.
What do you think happens here tonight?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. San Diego always plays Denver tough. You know that. They've won 4 out of the last 5 times they've been here.
Yep.
Phillip Rivers will come to play. it's going to be I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be a low-scoring game.
You do?
I do. I don't think it gets up there. Peyton Manning, listen, last year he played the Chargers. 3 of the 4 times Peyton was held under 300 yards was against San Diego.
Yeah, and they had 3 3-and-outs in succession. That was the only time all year that
Chuck
he was
Pagano,
3 and out in 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and Chuck Pagano, defensive coordinator, has a very good track record against Peyton Manning. It's going to be a game that is going to come down to really whoever makes the fewest amount of mistakes here. Because I know Phillips is coming to play. You know Manning's going to play. There's going to be somebody who makes that crucial mistake. Who makes that crucial mistake, Rich?
So who do you think makes that crucial mistake?
We have to find out and see.
Okay. Are you saving your comments for NFL Network's pregame show tonight as well as what you're doing?
Some of it, man.
Okay.
Some of it.
TD, thank you for coming here.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, you bet.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern, on Audience.